Good morning, chat. It's time for another live stream. Oh, wait, yeah, I was gonna go to... Here we go. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yes, you can try to join the server. Although, someone said they'd let me use their private server. So, we'll wait to get started for a minute. So that, people can join in. And, with the... Yay! Nice. I guess this... Is this the same guy? I think it is. Well, thank you. I love being a YouTuber because people just give me stuff. How do I use it? Shop. Does this have the passes? Yeah, here we go. I already have it. Hold on. Let me rejoin. Or wait, no. Let me return to hub. Yeah, that is courtesy of... I think that's this... Is it? Hold on. Yeah, it's courtesy of Pixel the Baller. I think. Pretty sure. So I will figure out what the heck I do. Make personal server. Yeah, I guess that just starts it and then I can get the code. And I will post it in stream chat and you guys can join. Here we go. Wait for things to load in. Yes, this will be toggle server code. Here we go. Server code. Ring 2. There, and then I will pin that. Although it'll unpin the other thing, but I think this is more important. So yeah, if you join Ring 2, or go join via code and paste that in, or just copy paste it from the pinned message. Wait, let me... There we go. What is my hardest tower? Tower of Thinning Layers, still. Yeah, alright. Oh yeah, okay, it is Pixel the Baller. Yeah, so thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate it, and it'll be highly useful. Now let me, is there anything else to do? Not really. I guess let's just get started. 21 can... How many curves? 21, yes, okay. See, because YouTube updated the UI for no reason, and now you can't see it. You have to wait, like, until you've been streaming for, like, 2 minutes for it to show on the little graph thing, instead of, like, a current concurrent viewers now, even though that's what that is. That probably makes no sense. Okay, so what is going on? Physics? Yeah, it's been a minute since I played this. At least 1 minute, I would say. It's been like a month, honestly. At least like 3 weeks. I don't know. Let me think of my crazy, insane life. I had all-state jazz, all-state auditions, different honor band, which was last week. So yeah, it has been 4 weeks ago that I last had a free weekend. Nope, I didn't. Did I stream that weekend? I don't know. I don't think I did. So, yeah, it has then, in that case, been a month since I last played this. So this could either go horribly, or it could go good. I guess my goal is really to at least get a new PB, which would be get to the pink floor outside, which is like floor 7. And ideally, I can do that relatively quickly and not take like a million attempts and rage quit. Alright, so I do those. Now I have button progress, and right, just hold jump on that spinner, because that's the most consistent way to do that. Whoa, how did I just dodge that? Okay, you know what, I'm not going to question that. I'll just make a run for it. That's fun. Those go indefinitely, or at least until they hit that big stone wall. Ooh, now that's a good view. Hold on, this is a good thumbnail screenshot opportunity. I forget what this does. I don't think it's falling. It's spinning. Yeah, no, there's... Okay, my desire for a thumbnail screenshot almost ended badly. Okay, hold on. Here we go. And then... Nice. Well, that doesn't show the Citadel. You know what? It's a good screenshot. We'll maybe do something with it at some point. We can have good posture. Or try to. I'm using a different chair because, well, I've been sitting with bad posture my whole life has started to have consequences, and now my back hurts all the time. So now I have to sit with good posture, I guess, which involves using a different chair, which is really uncomfortable. That's falling. That could have been bad. You know what also doesn't help playing this game? When my fingies are cold. So I might have to get up a bunch of times and go wash my hands with warm water. Just for them to become encolded again. But I did turn the heat up in here. It was 65 when I came down here for some reason. And now it's 68. That's in freedom units, by the way. I don't know what that would be in the other thing. Okay, let me read chat. Can a below SC skilled player join? Yes. Am I allowed to join even though I'm too bad for cows, so I'm not doing it? Yes. Wow, great conversation going on. What else can we talk about? SMToH development. So, I invited a couple more people to Citadel of Leon Laboratories, which is the next major update that I'm going to do. And progress has picked up since then. That was a couple days ago. And in fact, we'll be doing some COLL building later in the stream. And if any of them are available, I'll do a VC with them. What am I looking at? You know, can you skip that? You probably can, but I think it's easy enough just to do the intended route, which is that. Yeah, so Citadel of Leon Laboratories is going to be released all at once. There's the preview currently, which you can just access via the ring select or quick teleport. But then, like, that's all you're going to get until the full thing is released eventually. We're currently 5 of 20 floor, or no, 6, almost 6 floors done out of 20. Yeah, we kind of got a long way to go, but there'll be 2 devlogs along the way, and then a full showcase of it, which will be premiered, and then after that's done, I will live stream playing the tower with everyone. Yeah, so you won't be able to play it at all, besides the preview, until the full thing is released, but you'll see it in the devlog and live streams. I'm not going to keep it a secret like for Ring 6, because there were problems. I didn't really like doing the whole, being so secretive about it. For one thing, Ring 6 got leaked like 4 months before it was even released. I don't think the masses saw it, but point is, having 15 volunteer lobby builders and 4 months of having the lobby built before I release it, that's bound to happen, so. But also, I wasn't able to stream Ring 6 development, which was a bit annoying. And I had less motivation to work on it as well, and like the hype was a bit lower, kind of. So, for those reasons, I will keep, or not, does that fall? I don't remember. I think it's normal. Yeah. For those reasons, I will probably not do, or be so secretive about updates currently in development. Ring 7 is still secret. I mean, we did, just before the stream, reveal the difficulty slots. But like, because Ring 7 hasn't had development started yet. So, that's the idea there. Go this way. But why is there a door there? I think that's a button progress thing, because we passed by that earlier. Oh, okay, so you jumped to there and thought, if this thing is can't collide false, I'm gonna crash. Thankfully, it's not. Yeah, see, this... Oh, okay, I was hoping it was free button progress. Sadly, it is not. Then what do I do? Don't I just push this thing through? As long as I don't die, I'm fine. Yeah, we're good. That was close. I'll read chat. And my fingies are getting cold again. How do I make an SMToH tower? Join the Discord. And there is information on submitting things there. Yay. This bit, I've been told, is netted. So it's not just like a GBJ or insta-kill in the black fog below. Whee! Just like a seamless teleporter, maybe. Like falling there sends me there. Who knows? Oh, here's some good news also. For SMToH. I forgot about that, dang it. Oh, wait. There's actually just a 10,000 IQ play. Just falling to get back there. High FPS truss fix is something people have been asking me about for a while, which is included in the V6 kit, but not V5.5, which is what Ring 5 and 6 are built with. Find the right key, which means you go over here. The problem is, I'd have to like find a way to take just the high FPS truss fix and then backport it to V5.5, or update both those places and probably Tower of the Planets 2 to V6, which would involve replacing literally thousands of client objects in every single tower. Well, total thousands of client objects. Not thousands per tower, except Tower of the Planets. But, good news. The scripter person, Lotheria, found a way that you can just take the high FPS truss fix, which I guess is maybe its own script in V6, and then just copy paste it into the like player module thingy, and it does not break anything. That's not released yet, but thought I'd report that. Oh yeah, another thing people want to keep asking me about is the ability to set your flip key to click. That gets me every time, okay. As opposed to right now, it's currently restricted to just letter keys, minus like WASD and R and things that already do things otherwise. And yeah, I can see that. Like it would definitely be nice to be able to do that with like your right hand instead of your left hand, because you know you're kind of using all your fingers already for your left hand. What? What just happened? How'd I end up here? Oh wait, what? Huh? I like teleported or something. That was weird. I don't like that jump. Try to warm up my hands. Also, I should probably turn up my mic. There. Happy? Of course you are. No one was asking that yet, but it's a known issue that my mic is always really quiet. Sorry. And I was like, I was close. Okay, now, awesome. I have to completely restart all that. It's my ice fingies, I guess. I'll... What's the current temperature outside? 46 degrees. It's been like 70 the past few days. What's up with that? Because if it's gonna... Why can't it be warm outside, which would mean it's warm inside, which would mean I don't have freezing fingers? I guess because it's morning. Yeah, I'm in currently that part of the year where it's freezing cold in the morning and then extremely hot in the afternoon. Well, that's an exaggeration, but... You know, that is the thing. See, this is the loop failing. Maybe I best go wash my hands with warm water before. If I fall again, I'll do that. It was 51 Celsius, 120 Fahrenheit, on the, I think it was 14th of January, Southern Hemisphere. I didn't even get any snow this year. Can you believe that? I did get a snow day, but it was one of those, you get the snow day, but then it's not, it doesn't actually snow. Allegedly, it was that big winter storm, or winter wallop, as one thing called it, and that sounds extremely stupid, so I'm gonna call it that. Back in January, like late January. Which was, it was right when All-State Jazz was, actually, and in what was a fortunate turn of events, the place where or rather the place where All-State Jazz takes place, that was not yet, what am I trying to say? It didn't get cold there, like, dangerously cold, at least for here. Cold enough to cancel the event, I should say, until, like, 2 days later, unlike most places in the U.S. And therefore, I did, in fact, get to do All-State Jazz. And... Okay, let's not be stupid there. Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, I got teleported because there's a teleporter. Now I understand that. So, point is, All-State Jazz, despite being right around the time that Winter Storm was happening, did not get canceled. But it did in a previous year. Sort of. Okay, so All-State Jazz takes place, like, it's a separate event from, but in the same place at the same time as this, like, state music conference thing, where I also submit some of my music compositions to for an award, and I've won it every year I've done. And so those both happened in the same place at the same time, in late January. Yeah. So one year... What is that? 1 year, the whole thing got canceled due to cold, and then this year it almost got canceled again. Now, Allstate Jazz specifically, which is like the conference would be canceled and not rescheduled, but Allstate Jazz specifically does get rescheduled. At least that's what happened when this happened the previous time. But point is, if it got canceled one time and almost got canceled a second time, don't you think they should not have it in late January, which is like the coldest time of the year, and like the 3 weeks where it's even possible to get snow where I live? Wouldn't you think? But apparently not. I mean, it's not like they could move it considering how crazy insane my life is all the time. Oh, right. I can just... Are these button activators or can I just walk on them? I think I remember you can just walk on them, but let's do the test. Okay. Where you basically see if you fall into climbing animation on the edge of the other thing. Which is fine. Okay. Now I have to remember where I go. I'm going to just follow you. We're looking for a truss, which I think is over here. Yeah. And then this takes me to the next floor. Very nice. Okay. Now, as long as I don't fall in that big hole, I will be okay and not lose progress. You know what? This part is just a loop-failing nightmare, so I think I best go warm up my fingers while I can. I'll keep you updated by yelling across the house. Okay, turning on the water. You hear the sink. Okay, I'm back. The things you have to do when you don't want to turn off the heat. Alright, this is miscolored as calculate false stuff. And apparently I can't jump, so cool. Well, I don't think even turning up the heat would really help unless I turn it up like 10 degrees. And then it's not only too hot, it's also expensive, I guess. It probably. I mean, I don't pay the bills around here, but I try to keep those who do in mind. Right, go on this side because that does not have the miscolored thing. And then I think this is button progress once I do this section once. So when I inevitably start loop failing everything, I don't have to do it again. Great. That's awesome. Remember when I said it's button progress? It saves? I think it saves. I don't remember it not saving. Therefore, it probably... Just don't die. Okay, if I fall again, I might die. And even if I don't, I'll have to wait a while. Healing. Thank you. Okay, go here first. There we go. Okay, so I go this way. And then I go... It does reset the button? No, it doesn't. Yeah, this deactivates by the button. There we go. Okay. Then... Here's an annoying update they did to this game that I find rather inconvenient. They remove the invisible players option of yourself and everyone, including yourself. Want to know why that's annoying? For thumbnails. Because sometimes I'll want to, say, get a screenshot from... Well, wait, this is a bad example. Let's wait until I get out of this box. Right, so I believe the platform you can... Well, it's indicated there, so... If I just use alignment and then jump over here, we're good. There. Suppose I want to get a screenshot from here, which, while I'm talking about screenshots, this is not a bad place for one. Yeah, we'll let all the other characters be in here. That's fine. Might or might not use it in the thumbnail. So, like, if I want to have no characters, then I could previously turn on all or yourself and then wait for nobody to be around. Hold on, let me do this carefully. But no, now I have to, the best I can do is put it on others and then use Photoshop to get rid of my own character, which is easier said than done sometimes. The spot healing brush tool. Where am I jumping? Is that a one stud pole? I think it is. Like automatically removes like spots, or like it kind of tries to figure out what you're selecting and then remove it and replace it with what would be behind it. Which, like, if it's a repeating pattern, like stud walls behind it, it usually can figure it out, and it looks either perfect or so perfect no one's gonna or like almost perfect such that nobody's gonna notice. But it's not always that simple. Like, suppose I wanted to remove my character from this particular view. That it would not do a good job with that. It would just look like a splotchy mess. And so then it's just kind of annoying. Worst example is when I take not a screenshot, and right, that's not connected to the wall. Not a screenshot that I took by pressing print screen, but rather one of the frames from the video or from the raw footage. Such as, say, this. Well, maybe where my mouse cursor is in there. And then hold on, let me wait for it till I get to a better spot. Like, suppose it was this. This isn't a very exciting viewpoint, but getting rid of the mouse cursor, because when you take a screenshot, it does not show your cursor. It used to. It doesn't anymore. They updated that a long time ago. But if from just the recording, you can see my cursor. And so trying to remove that when I got all this complicated hat stuff going on, it does not tend to do a good job at that. And then that's just annoying. I kind of have to just try my best and hope no one notices. Can't remember any specific thumbnails I've had to deal with that for, but if you look hard enough, you might be able to find them. Walk arounds. There we go. Button is up here. Okay, and that activates this. That's nice. Okay. Okay, so this one's going a lot smoother than the others. Right. What do I do? Can I go on top of this? Apparently I can. I think I just go here and then... there we go. Okay. Not as much loop failing. Mostly on the yellow floor. There was some on the green floor, but we're okay. I didn't look ahead. Just have to use my memory of this bit. Yeah, this part I don't like jumping back on here. It's sketch. Pretty much just have to. Yeah, so you can't see it unless you look under it awkwardly. And then I should have looked ahead at where I jumped to. It's okay. And then there are falling parts coming up. I must not forget, because those have gotten me in previous runs. Okay, I was particularly worried on that truss. It was going to do something stupid. Just knowing my luck, you know. Okay, get ready for the falling parts. They're like right after these wraps. Yeah, here we go. So falling, falling, falling. I think that's falling too. Yeah, I got to get to there. Honestly, pretty easy to just do on the spot. But not if the falling parts to catch you off guard. Now, why is that a cylinder? Almost fell off that by turning. Okay, this is a bouncy boy. Hit it with my arm. Haven't read chat in a while. Sorry, I'll read it in a second. Okay. I don't know how this man has beaten multiple SC towers because it takes me like 10 years to beat one. Create VCs in your server. Remember the button? Yeah, there's the Roro Studios VC server. I might later, if I feel like it, open the VCs in the official server. Because those are like a special event thing. Because it's the Cursed Blue app and people can't behave. Or so I've been told. Skip? Can I just jump there? Is that... What am I looking at? I'll just jump to where I see you standing. Nice. Okay. Now I think this is something diabolical. That's slightly... Well, I think it's Canclad false, and it's slightly transparent because apparently that counts as good indication. Ugh, I didn't investigate that enough. I just took your word for it that I can walk on there. It's barely slanted, but it'll do. Dang it, dude. Oh, wait. I was gonna see if I could jump up there, but now I just have to sit here and heal. And then redo everything. Well, I guess it's time to rechat. Aha, I can do that. But that's so much to redo, and there's barely any button progress along the way. There's a little bit. Not much, though. Whoa. Oh boy. It's gonna be a close one. Okay, I'll permit use of this healing item only if I'm standing in such a way that I wouldn't take damage. Such as right now. I mean, I am standing on a kill brick, but if you stand still on a kill brick, you heal. Which kind of defeats the purpose in some cases, but it works. Wow. Okay, it makes it such that GBJs with kill bricks on the bottom, it's no different really than just a studded floor. Falling. Because you can just heal as if you just stand still. What? How did I save that? Okay, you know what? I'm not complaining. Because that saves me stuff to redo. Oh, jumped too early there, I feel like. Falling. Almost let that catch me off guard. Okay, is this can collide false? No, I'm just stupid. That was close. Okay, now there are those invisible platforms coming up, which are here. You see one there? There's one here. And then I go along this thing on the side, and then I go along this thing on the side. That just seems so sketchy going off that thing onto the stud. Okay, I'm going to do this more carefully this time. And guess what? I failed it again. Alright, at least... Can I high jump that or not? I can. Okay, cool. Okay. Whoa, that was close. Keep an eye on your health, dude. I say to myself, like a crazy person. As a only 60 FPS players know the difference between 60 and 60 plus. Who said? As a 240 FPS player, 60 FPS feels like 1 FPS. Are people saying Are people attributing my skill issue to my low FPS? They would be if this were Tower of Astral Eclipse, probably. But, like, the refresh rate of my monitor is 60, okay? I can only go up to 60. Although, if I change it here, it visually doesn't make any difference, but it does appear to change the physics in the way, I guess, people use high FPS for. But, like, my philosophy is if you have to, change your FPS, which already has, like, hardware requirements, and also rely on physics-altering FPS trust fix thing. Is that really legit? I mean, it is, but, you know. That's just my philosophy. And we can agree to disagree, which most people probably would. And also, isn't the frame rate of your eye, like, only, like, 60? I mean, I know it just looks smoother. That's, like, it visually, anyway. I don't think people use high FPS just for visual reasons, though. Although, since I can change the FPS in the Roblox settings, even if it doesn't visually change anything, maybe it is legit. Because it's just, like, is it really any different from shift lock or, something like that. Okay. I'm gonna focus up like never before on this tightrope. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to try to line up my mouse well, let me put it there, and then try to lift my mouse without moving it, which is easier said than done. There we go. There we go. Nice. Okay, I think those things are spinny boys, so I need to get to there in one go. Nice. And then I think this is a conveyor. Yes. That goes faster than I thought it would. Okay. Now I'm a good player again and not being stupid. There we go. There's a way to swing the platform to get across, and that is with the pusher. But it's awkward. Now see, like, what even happened there? Okay, that should be enough swinging. Does this reset the swing as well? It does not, which means I can just go back this way because I think that's a bit safer. And then wait for it to swing favorably, and then go over here and wait for it to swing favorably again, which it... Okay, as long as I don't die, I can just wait. Okay, we're good. Thank you. 60 FPS makes ladder dropping common, which really sucks. What is that? Is that where you just... Is that I love tresses, basically? Probably is. Okay. Will you be able to pass the one stud wrap trials? Where there's anything but a one stud wrap. I think this is an invisible wall right there. Why do I get jump scared by that every time? Well, I've only been this far once before, but like the... That's not too bad. I just fell down here. Could have been really bad, though. Okay, let me go... Wait for it to spin favorably. That did not work. Okay, it's all going wrong. Swing. Okay, then go back. Come on. Oh, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Okay, that was close. This is why you don't flick, kids. Exactly. So, how's your day? Well, I'm just sitting here. I think that's enough health to get through here. Okay. And there's no kill bricks for a while, so I should be good. As long as I don't fall onto a kill brick. Oh, yeah. Or we do this. Okay, thanks. This is why we practice towers, kids. Yep, that's about right. Okay. But, like, you know how long this tower is? Like, and how long it would take to practice the whole thing, even just an all jump one time through? Okay. Something happens on every one of these, so let me do them carefully. What did you just do? Is that a normal one stud wrap? I guess, yeah, with a teleporter. Okay, wrappies. One more wraps. Alright, and then we got the moving thing. Technically, this is a push box moving along a conveyor, I believe. Yeah. Judging by how it behaves. It's progress loss? Why would you do that? Watch Adamir guide. No. I need to, like, not be... That's, like, the third close call in the last 1 minute. What the heck? Okay. Okay, careful, 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 careful. I think I can just walk through that and jump on here, but that's the wrong side. Dang it. Okay, it's okay. We can recover this. There we go. Okay, and then zip line over here. Pick green. The text color doesn't matter, so just follow the words. So go green, which is this one. We got the very sketch one studs, or half studs, which surprisingly I don't struggle with too much. Yes, I'm just that good. Okay, this floor is where my PB is. Once we get to that outside where there's like a trap thing I fell for last time. Is it just me or is that miscolored? I don't think it is. I'm just going insane. Falling! Okay, and then this, is that a 10 stud? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, no wave. I miscounted. Hold on. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho. Wait, it's 9. Okay, that's not too bad. Easy. Yeah. These are elevators, aren't they? Or conveyors, yes, okay. Probably goes really fast. That probably goes... Okay. We are approaching my personal best. What? You can do this area to get a key that'll prevent you from being soft locked when you fall. What happened last time? I think I assumed only the semi-transparent ones were can collide false, but then like these 3, or maybe these all 4 of them are can collide false. You know what? I'm gonna just follow the pros who know what they're doing. You can do this area to get a key that'll prevent you from being soft locked when you fall. Oh, that's the key down there. Okay, so I guess this has implications for the tower rush. It looks unsettling, though. And also I could save button progress, but like it's not even that much, and if I fall, I'm rage quitting, okay? Because it's at least 10 minutes to get back, even with button progress. But you know what? We'll do it for the content. Just slow and steady. Don't look at the timer. I say looking at the timer and seeing that I lose 45 minutes of progress if I fall. Why was there a thing there? Oh my gosh, This is why we don't play this game. There was a random part above that I just didn't see. Tower of Astral Eclipse time. Clip farmer. Right. It's a clip farming. That always makes me feel better that I can post that on the interwebs and then get slightly some more cred. Okay, where are we going? Zone 8. That's not what I meant to click. Okay, live stream titles and descriptions. Let me update the thumbnail and stuff, and then we'll begin. Where's the TOAE thumbnail? There it is. Nice. Okay. 60 concurrent viewers. Wait, what? I thought we were at like 20. I guess I didn't even think about it. We have... it's usually around 20, so this is exceptionally good. Thanks, everyone. Alright, Astral Eclipse time. Maybe I should practice it. Oh well. I'm not going to do that. I know exactly how this is going to go. I'm just going to, like, get to floor 3 on the green bit, like, once, and then just loop fail for the next 15 minutes until I rage quit and go to COLL. How long have I been streaming? It hasn't even been an hour. Could do some Tower of the Planets. But, like, I'm starting to lose motivation to try and beat that because... I mean... Yeah. I'm close. I really am. 2 fails on the time lock 6 part is how close I am. That probably means nothing to those who aren't familiar with that tower. Well, it gets easier after that point in the tower, and I've failed there twice. It's also probably the hardest part of the whole tower. Maybe not in raw difficulty, but definitely in punishment and nerve control stuff, because it's the rising lava. Yeah, it's not fun. Well, it is when you do it right. I'll beat it eventually. There's a good video I would make of it. I made 6 different cow thumbnails. If you ever make like a video about cows, they're in general of Discord. Let me look at this. Nice. Heard Roro wanted this without himself. Well, I just was using it as an example, but okay. How are you even making these? Interesting. Yeah, I could use those. Let me pin them, actually. There. I'll pin one, and then I'll just know to click it and go to the ones around it. There. Because otherwise, it will 100% get lost. Just knowing myself. Okay, things are getting a little crowded here. Invisible players near. Okay. Why am I like on edge? Because I know what happens if I fall, which is I loop fail for the next 20 minutes and then I rage quit. Okay, so when I was grinding this a while ago, I was gonna take the blue path because I want to. Huh? Okay. I mean, that works. Whatever, it just happened. I was gonna take the blue path because it's harder but netted, and I'm really doing this for like a skill boost more than nerve control boost, which is more what the yellow path would give, as that's unnetted on pretty much the whole thing. But maybe, even though I haven't beaten Tower of the Planets, it has certainly improved my nerve control a little bit. So maybe I should take yellow. Yeah, If I fail yellow, I have the loop, the punishment of then loop failing green forever to try and get back. Whereas if I fail blue, I would just end up loop failing blue. So it's loop failing regardless, and I'd rather at least loop fail further into the tower. Okay, right. This is a lodge, so I go like that, and then just slide across and land there, which is easier than it looks, thankfully. That jump I don't like, though. And I'm lagging. This thing is lying to you, I tell ya. Okay, now I think my strat for this was... Is there even a point in trying again? Like, because I know what's about to happen. We're about to loop fail for around 20 minutes until I rage quit. So, like, may as well just save the 20 minutes for something else, huh? Okay. See, that... I can't do this. This is why I don't play Soul Crushing Towers, because it's this. Like, it's not fun. I don't enjoy it. See, look, now on every other jump, I just, like, fail for some stupid reason. Usually rushing. Like, what did I even do differently on that truss? Like, come on. And I pressed space there and I didn't jump? Like, really? 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 No, and then I remember, like, this can't be worth my time to try and beat this. Like, I can't even get to floor 4, and then there's the loop failing blue part, and then red is probably also just loop failing, and then dying, and then we also have the extremely long final stretch that is around 3 floors in length. Now, because I didn't reset, I at least get to keep this button progress. That one tiny bit of button progress. That skips a relatively easy section. But, hey, I mean, I'll take it. Why I didn't even look, I don't know. On that jump. Okay, now for the stupid part. Okay, if I shift in space, that's not too bad. Okay. The strat this time around is going to be... Okay, at least it let me flick, but for some reason, there's a wall in the way. Then I just can't see anything. What? Okay, I'm gonna look straight down. But no, I have to look from the side, otherwise I can't see when I'm at the top very clearly. Okay, I probably could make that if I... Let me try looking from this side. No, it would be uncomfortable. I could do it, but I don't trust myself to not be terrible. There we go. Only took, 11 tries. Hold jump on this truss until you can land on the platform. Align yourself. If you say so. Whoa, that does a lot of damage. Huh. Okay, right, and then we got this bit. This is weird. I think you have to stand like right in the middle of those green things, because like these things push you a lot more than you realize, and they don't even line up very well. Like, look at that. Now, it's so scary. Okay, and then just make a run for it. Boing. Okay. I love this game. Okay, so if you just wait until you get like one hit from that ouch break, you'll be okay. Then I miss the next jump. Hopefully I have enough health. I should. It sometimes double hits you though, so probably best to account for it maybe even triple hitting you, which is... Okay, trying this again. Go, 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 go. See? This is why I don't play soul crushing towers. Okay, COLL time. But there's 65 concurrent viewers, and I know what's gonna happen if I do another thing. Oh well. Play tower speeding right through. I guarantee that's going to go no better, because that's like even harder than this, or at least like the same difficulty. It doesn't even matter that if it's like low insane. It's going to be about the same. 67 concurrent viewers win. We're 2 away. If you guys can get 2 friends to watch the stream, we'd be at 67 concurrent viewers. Okay. I will update the stream title and description to, do I even have it saved anywhere? I love when I do that. Give me a second. 420. Live. Scroll down a bunch. Live stream titles and descriptions. Now update it. Hold on. Sorry this is taking so long. You're just looking at a black screen. Sorry about that. We're almost ready. And then upload the thumbnail. Why is the what? Where did I save it? Is it just nowhere? What the heck? Hold on, I think it... It's a screenshot, and I don't know where that screenshot is. It's just somewhere in my folder. That could be, like, literally anywhere. Oh, wait, we're getting closer. Still searching, still searching, still searching. Here we go, found it. That is not it though. There was text on it. Where did I put the stupid thumbnail? Okay, you know what? We're just going with that screenshot. It's not even the right aspect ratio. Sorry about that. Okay. I just lost the thumbnail? Really? I could download it, actually. Okay, here it is. Okay. So, what you can play in SMToH currently is the preview, is what I'm calling it. Which is basically... the opening outside is about the same, and then you have, like, all of this. What you're seeing on screen now is the, like, newer version, which is in V6 and is revamping a bunch of stuff. So not all... The problem was, as cool as this looks, being so filled with gameplay, very dense, it takes like 15 minutes to do all this, and in 3 floors, and there's going to be 20, you can see how it's starting to be a problem, and it's going to take like 3 hours to complete the Citadel. And we don't want that. So in the revamp, it's not quite as gameplay dense, but what we can do is recycle gameplay from here, at least the good parts of it. Or what I did here is we have things that are, like, they don't even do anything. Like, this is, did I even convert this Gline object? I didn't, okay. But, like, you don't actually go to this. Like, there's no path leading on or off it. So it kind of just fills out the space. You could, like, jump to it from above, I guess, but there'd be no point in that. So, yeah. I could play through the whole thing, but what we currently have, which goes up to floor, like, 6. Yeah, 12. The end of floor 6, or end of floor 5, is 12.5 minutes. Which arguably isn't much better. It's a little better. But still, if we want this to be 30 minutes, that's not great. Let me show you some highlights, I guess. We'll start here. It's gonna play sound, isn't it? Mute that. And then I have it muted here. Okay. Okay. Using those diamond plate materials in a tower is criminal. That's a test sign. Right. So the people helping with this are Brian708, Train a Train, Gaming Legend, CGDP, and Kiroshi, and me. It's those 6 people. Alright, so you start by doing this part, enter test chamber. So this Citadel is inspired by Portal. And then test chamber 1, light and dark. You can only walk in light areas, you can only jump in dark areas. Press your flip key at any point to restart. So this part is just super jank and weird. So we're gonna have to revamp it a bit. First of all, it's not even clear where the light parts and dark parts begin, but I have a plan to fix that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Also, there are a bunch of spots where it's possible to get both effects, and then you're just stuck. I mean, you don't get, like, with no walk sections, there's bound to be a million ways to get soft locked, which is why there's the flip key to escape thing. But yeah, so it's gonna be revamped, but yeah. And so then you're done here, and then we have a cool cutscene that happens here. Currently, that button does nothing. You can see that door opens. We'll make it so it's daytime again there. Then things fall apart. I like how that, like, balances for a second and then falls in the void. I think that's kind of fun. Yeah, then you got some filler gameplay here. And then we enter floor, whatever this is. Hold on. There's a button right there that's invisible that closes that door, which you wouldn't otherwise notice. There. Okay. We need tower speeding right through. Okay. What difficulty is it? It's like insane, I'm pretty sure. Tossert. If the stupid wiki will let me type in the stupid text field. It's mid-insane 8.50. You saw how bad I was playing on Tower of Astral Eclipse. What makes you think that's going to go any better? And also, you'd have to wait like 5 minutes for me to make a thumbnail. It wouldn't be fun. Okay, yeah. So then you got this part, which is like dreamy atmosphere with the neon and low gravity, and everything is rounded as well. Why it's shaking, I don't know, but we won't question that. And then I think this part's also kind of broken. Oh, they added a wrap there, that's nice. It's supposed to spin like... Wait, what? They added a tween? I guess they added a tween, okay. Let's just watch it. This is mesmerizing. Cool. Okay, yeah. I liked it a lot, actually. I didn't see that before. Like, I built the platform with the spinner, but they made a couple adjustments to it that I like. Cool. Or at least one other person did that. Yeah. Okay. Then you ride this elevator to this section. You need 5 keys, and they're marked with yellow beams. At this camp thing with the big tile walls, and then you got to go collect the 5 keys. We'll probably make it so the beams deactivate when you find the key or like pick it up. For now, they just stay there. And yeah, we have the super speed so that you don't have to wander around aimlessly for 20 minutes to find these. And also you can get to them relatively quickly. Okay. Then you would take them to here, and then this is where it currently ends. Actually, oh, wait, hold on. Okay, you'd have your speed deactivated when you get up to here. Okay. Why do I spin? I think that's just the lighting changer. It's the elevate. Okay. Chest chamber 1, float zones. Right, so the numbers we have on the signs, those are like the number laboratory, these facilities you see across the whole game. So you see 1 in ring 3, you see 2 in ring 4, and then the 4th facility you see is in this Citadel. The Citadel is part of ring 4, therefore it is number 4. And then there was the one I was just at a moment ago, that's number 5. This one is number 6. But the chambers, there's one. It always starts at 1 for each facility. So like the ones we've seen so far have just 1 test chamber. Anyway, float zones. Use sloped surfaces and elevators with arrows to move up and down. And elevators with... Okay, yeah. So, cool. I have not played this part yet, so let's find it out. I sort of helped set it up and figure out how we were going to do this, because going up like this... Let me not try to say 5 things at once. Okay. This slope is actually this wedge is actually an elevator with upwards velocity. Or upwards, like, direction. Because normally when you're in a float zone and you try to go up a slope, it like doesn't really work. You have to like shake your character with shift lock, and it's really slow and weird to do that. Whereas if we make it a slope like that, it works a lot better. And then let's see, you got to figure out how to slope down, I guess. Yeah. Again, those are technically elevators. I guess it could be unfinished. But yeah, this whole chamber, and we introduced float zones on the previous floor, the dreamy floor. Forgot to mention that. Wait, let me just play through this to try and figure out what we're doing. Okay, so you don't go up. I guess we're probably gonna need to press your flip key to reset. As an anti-soft lock again, which is fine. It's not that hard to do, actually. It's like a setting on a teleporter. And is that the end? I think that's the end for now. Maybe. Wait. No, you can get through here. What? Okay, I see. That works. Nice. Very cool. Okay, so, like I said, I didn't build that particular gameplay, but I helped set it up. Or wait, where are we? We're over here. I helped set this up. Let's see, are these comments anywhere? Playtest. Yeah, I just did. Okay. I don't know if he's watching the stream right now. I don't think he is. Let me look at how this is again. So you go up this way. I'm kind of trying to figure out the route you're supposed to go. No, you go up. Okay. So you want to avoid the... Okay. Yeah, indication I feel like is just a little weird. Not really your fault. Just that's how it kind of is with these float zones, as we discovered with another float zone section back in the main Citadel. So, okay. Currently the gameplay ends, I guess, on here. And there's probably bound to be a ton of skips as well. Make these deactivate when collecting devices. Yeah. Okay. So, I did also want to use like just the regular elevators with the arrows like we did up here. But I guess we can use just solely slopes. I guess that kind of works. This is all supposed to be a reference to, or I guess most of this chamber is a reference to Portal 2's crouch fly glitch used in speedrunning, which basically lets you fly similar to how float zone works, which is a float zone is a 0-speed elevator, by the way. And you have to go up. You can't move up and down except by sloping off of surfaces. So I thought that was a cool homage to that, which I discovered homage is spelled with an H. I hate this language, I tell you. I thought it was spelled O-M-A-G-E, but no, it has an H at the start. Like homage, you know, that word you only hear at Christmas. But like, now you don't, because apparently homage is a weird other pronunciation. Like I said, I hate this language. Okay, anyways. We had moving parts here. Are these just the default color? I think they are. Let's change that. Let me go over here. Yeah, let's make them this color rather than the default moving part color. Oh yeah, also that's a pro tip for you. If you add a comment to a thing really far away, you can click the comment, close the comment, and press F to quickly like fly over to it. Spinning weld platform. There we go. That looks a lot nicer. Those slopes are intensely shifting. Shifty. Whoa. Bro didn't know homage was spelled with an H. Well, I knew homage was spelled with an H. I didn't know homage was spelled with an H, let alone it being the same word. Come on now. Okay. I mean, we could just build the next part. Actually, I think I kind of rather... I would kind of rather do that. To better, you know, get my idea across of what the lobby builders... to begin floor 6, which has an interesting idea. Very interesting idea, actually. This is going to be fun. I'm excited now that I had this thought. The Citadel's frame is crumpled at floor 6 because an experiment went wrong here, causing the area to become glitchy. So that floor 6 can still support the floors above it, there are extra beams/braces providing the necessary reinforcement. In the floor, you see destroyed parts of Leon Laboratories facility around the floor. In addition to the glitchiness caused by being so high up, the platforms on this floor are built in a way that looks glitchy, such as semi-transparent red, green, and blue parts in the same shape as the platform but in a slightly different position. Parkour will be built leading to floor 7, but about 3/4 of the way through the parkour, one of the platforms is actually a conveyor that sends you sideways. Your walk speed and jump power are set to 0 also. Your screen glitches, you are teleported outside the main Citadel, things are no longer glitchy, and you fall down to the roof of Leon Laboratories number 6. That's supposed to say 7. You may laugh. Roro Tech GC. Well, that's one way to tell me. Okay. Test chamber number 6 is super unfinished. Once the regular gameplay is done, it'll be fixed to be less confusing. Okay, cool. Just alt tab back and see that. Okay, so the big text wall I just read to you, that's on the summary doc, which is a bit weird to say that, or to just read it in words. We're about to build it. Okay, it makes sense to me, and that's what's most important. Okay, so it didn't mention in that text wall I just read, but because floor 6 is glitchy, what we're going to do is make like a mock duplicate of the Citadel, like 80,000 studs in the air so that it's in the floating point zone, so that everything behaves glitchily. Now, that has some possible issues for like duplicating stuff between them, and almost makes me wonder, should we wait until we have like these 2 floors above it done? Well, let's see. Obviously, we're not going to duplicate all the gameplay in here because that would increase the part count pointlessly. technically, if you zoomed out and look way down there, you wouldn't see the gameplay, but that's like 3 floors down, and you wouldn't see, you'd really have to look for it to notice that slightly weird thing. Whereas up here, it's a lot more feasible. So what happens on those floors? I kind of forget. Wait, is for some reason floor 7 through 9 is just not on here? What? No, it is. I just didn't make... Okay, never mind. It is on here. I just didn't make it a heading for some reason. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I think for that reason, we probably ought to make the frame or the frame fully opaque here in the same way. What's written is these 3 floors are divided horizontally in 2 halves. The bottom half, which you go to first, is a very quick section with easy parkour and a safety net. The top half begins with some dialogue. So in short, we're going to have... Actually, this should... Because these 3 floors are all... You do them all in one go. Then we have a net here. And then this first floor and a half will be pretty easy and quick. Then so will this one. Well, no, this part begins some dialogue. But then I guess it's probably just more kind of filler, quick gameplay. Because wherever possible, we want to try and make it so you can just get through some floors quickly. Like, these 2 floors, I wanted them to take about a minute. They take close to 2 minutes, which I guess is okay. But we want to keep the Citadel on as short as we can side, which is probably still going to be like 40 minutes, but it's okay, okay? Trust. I made TOAE thumbnails when I remade the first Final Jump House thumbnail. Okay, thank you. I'm low-key excited for the Citadel. Yes, like I said, there will be 2 devlogs I post, and then the finale video where I play through the whole thing. Or like a showcase of the whole thing, and that will be release day when I premiere that video. So hopefully this doesn't take like forever to finish, like ring 6. Okay, I know that's gonna Z-fight. I'll go back and fix it in a moment. This is to make this look nicer and be slightly more consistent with what's down here. Okay, so hold on. How did I just do this? Down here, the top of these, did we have like a half stud overhang? No, we didn't, right? Because I have the net, you can't tell there, but it's like half of, this is a half stud. If you look there, you can tell it's a half stud. Then on the underside, it's neon. Okay. Life is never that simple. Okay. If I just set my move snap to grid to 0.5 and to that, ideally we'd have these line up, which they do, okay. But these don't line up, so I will need to flip it around like that. Nope, that didn't fix it. Flip it around like that. Nope. What did I... Okay, your alt tab's right. Okay. Then we go here, and then this, yeah, okay. Z-fight, please fix. Roro, put it here. Okay, we're resolving that because I just fixed that. Okay. So I think that's, did I even worry about the misaligned studs on these floors? No, I didn't, because no one's gonna notice that anyway. Okay, so I don't totally like the idea of having these be fully opaque, but we kind of have to have them be that way. But a floor and a half of that would actually probably work just fine. So let me actually make this be, go half stud like that, go 50 studs up, take another one of these, move it up to the midpoint there, I think. This is 50 studs, right? Yeah. Okay, and then I can shrink it down on both of those. And I think that even keeps the studs aligned. No, it doesn't. That's awesome. Wait, does it? It does. Okay. Go here, move it up so that's on top of here, and make this and this be 0.5 transparency, which also negates the need for these. We only need the one there. Okay. Then just realign these properly. That goes here, this goes here, right? Yes. Okay. So if you imagine you're standing in this floor, if you zoom out all the way, like you'd have to really try to look down there and see there's nothing there. But right, this has got all the floors above it. But what are we going to do? Copy all the gameplay? I'm not doing that because that's going to be really annoying and cause lag. Or, like, increase the part count unnecessarily. Okay. So, again, this is going to be, like, crumpled and glitchy because a experiment went wrong here is the idea. So, let's start with the braces. I'd like... we could build them like this. No, well... These look like, these like match with the color of this because they were there when the Citadel was built originally. But then when an experiment went wrong here, I guess we didn't have these in stock. So so I want to use a different texture if that makes any sense. People are hating on the diamond plate texture, but you know what? Cry about it because I like it. Let's reset this thing's positional properties. So let's go like a 3x3. We need a floor there. Hold on. Take this, move it up. Is this 1 stud thick or half a stud thick? It's half a stud thick as it should be. And it should go like that. And you can't see the edge, so don't have to worry about making the studs be aligned. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so we have that done, and let me get my alt tabs right. There we go. Why is the Ring 2 server code still pinned? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to unpin it. Okay. So we're going to copy only the frame, possibly only here up to here. Wait, why don't we just use a fog end? I'm a genius. Now we don't have to worry about seeing these floors be empty. And we just need to make sure the fog end goes like 100 studs and you won't be able to see this. So like when you're on the version of this up in the floating point zone. But then the next thing is sort of the reverse. Do we want the gameplay that is going to be up there also down here so that you can see it? And hold on, we're gonna want to get rid of the frame. Well, no, we need it like crumpled, as I said. Okay, so let's bring that back actually. That's just a lot of building with parts and just tediously rotating things. I might just leave that to someone else. I'll just delegate the task. But what we will need is definitely, I'm just gonna start with this thing along the side. So let me go like this. Then I'm actually going to delete these other 4 and then just duplicate the one here. There, okay. And make sure it's on local move mode. Is it? Do I see the little L? Well, it's on local. Okay. Go like that. By the way, as much as Roblox loves to make terrible updates and unnecessary UI changes, the one where you can press tab to summon the handles is so useful. We get 1 good update for every 100 bad updates. Okay, now the point of what I just did was so that we can kind of have it bend inward. Like, it's supposed to be like a force is pulling stuff in. So like anything that's broken or falling apart, have it be angled inward. So like this is okay, yeah, even with just 2 parts, I'm already liking how this is coming along. The braces are gonna get in the way, like these corners though. Let's just do that. So if we kind of just, okay, thank you. Wait, I think it's just using this plug. Can't find anything now in this stupid thing. Oozle draw. Why are there 3 of them? I don't know. Yeah, that actually looks a lot better than this. You know what? You take the lead on doing that. Yeah, okay. So by making it a smooth curve inward, we do have the braces in the way, which is potentially an issue, but it's okay. So we got that resolved. Now we just got the main frame walls, which is annoying. How do I even want to do this? I want it to be crumpled, as I said. So like, I don't know how I'd even begin with that. Okay, let me try it on a fully opaque one. That should at least be a little easier. And let's just make this as simplified as I can to start out. And let's make that invisible. Okay. All right. Turn off snap to grid. If I kind of curve it inward manually, it's quite possibly going to be easier to use Oozle Draw, but for the moment, look, this is just to get an idea. If I go like this and have it go in maybe about, we'll go a couple studs more before we turn it the other direction. Something a little like this. Hold on. Thing is, with Oozle Draw though, it makes it like a perfect curve, whereas with this it looks a bit more random. But we're basically gonna make a shape where it goes kind of like this, kind of like a parabola, which I could do with Oozle Draw. But like I said, it would be too perfect, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now we'll have it start curving the other direction, and we'll go the other, or we'll make it a bit... I want these to be different lengths as well, so long as they're integer lengths, like a whole number of studs. Otherwise, we'll have the stud texture cut off, and that looks ugly. It's kind of a sharp angle, but I think it works. We're also going to have Z fighting too. That'll be a problem for... Well, no, it won't be a problem because it's just going to go up to the top and be covered. So like you won't notice it. Kind of. But it's not going to go all the way. See why I didn't want to deal with this? This just makes me angry. What? Look. Nice. Yeah, I'm okay with these being bent perfectly because they, well, I guess this whole rod here, I don't know. Does this work? Yeah, it does work. Roro wants these walls crumpled, but doesn't want it to do himself, so we were forced to do it. Crumpled. Also, I am helping. Trust. Can you guys see that? I don't know if I click that. I don't know if you can see the pop-up for the comment. Just window captures are a bit weird like that. Also, yeah, I don't like this. Let's make it curved, not quite so much. Okay, curving it in 2 directions, or 2 dimensions, isn't that bad. It's the 3rd dimension that's going to make this annoying. those the same length? They're not. Let me just finish out this side, and let's see how it looks if I just extend it up to the ceiling. Hi. If you want to make the wall broken, you may want to make it like Tower of There Is No Tower or Tower of whatever that is, and not bend it inward. Let's see what he's talking about with a reference image. JToH Wiki. Still called the JToH Wiki. But to be fair, where are they gonna do? They can't really change it. Yeah, that's not quite the same though. Let's look at ToJ. Tower of Journey's End. Yeah, kind of. Those two towers just have it. Those two. Okay, you're all tabs right. Those two towers just have it like the frame is just like broken and there's nothing like between them. There's the braces in this case, but also thank you. Too smooth. No, it works. Hold on. Now, how tall is that? Currently that's 3, which means it needs to go up 97 more studs. So if we do that for all these, then we can get a good idea of what this is going to look like. How about Tower of White Space then? Let me look at that one. Okay, that one has the frame curve outward. Yeah, it's more like that, but going inward. Actually, yeah, okay. Let me scale the rest of these and see what that looks like first. Okay. Those are some comments. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, I don't like having it just be a bent frame. Like, I'd like it to be broken a bit as well. So let's see what happens if let's see how it looks if I go like this, sort of randomize the height of these. This is kind of what's going on with Tower of There Is No Tower and the other one. Just they would be like straight with this, but okay. You know what? Nope. I'm deleting that. I can't. Okay. What if I do that? Apparently, I can't delete other people's comments. Can you believe that? I can resolve it though. I made 5 thumbnails for TOA like 30 minutes ago, and there in general. Okay, yeah, I saw that. Or I saw that you said that. I'll try not to forget. Thanks. Let's see what happens if I remove this, and then we have the curve be outward. Or, like, what do I mean? Something like this. How does this look? And you know what? I'm going to take this, and as best I can, flip it over 180 degrees. And try to basically just move it, put it upside down. Yeah, no, I don't like that. We're resetting that. I just don't know how to do this. Like, it's hard to even visualize what I want. Kind of the best. We kind of have to go back to what we were just doing. with it just being a continuous curve, and then so like we'd have it be kind of a parabolic curve like that. Well, it's not really a parabola, but it's called something on the Oozle Drop plugin. It's where it's like starts like this, and then it curves, and then comes back and flattens out. Kind of like a sine wave, like one iteration or one period of a sine wave. If we do that, and then kind of do the same maybe on this, on this axis, or at least have it like. No. Let's try going back to what we had before. And this will have a sharp angle, but maybe that'll look good. Let's at least see. Check. See, I like how that's the way to get my attention. Okay. This Roblox plugin builds anything. Okay, it's just gonna play an ad. I'm not watching that. Okay, forget it. What does that even mean? Citadel for SMToH when? Tower of the Planets. Make that not be the same height. Okay. It's... Playtest this, read the... Okay, that's the same text. Like that. Okay. Maybe... not add. What does that mean? Okay, I have a new idea. What if we just get rid of these entirely and we can basically just draw a wavy curve around this. And then possibly like curve it kind of like that. Like a little flare inward on the vertical axis. Let me smooth this out. So many comments, I can't see what I'm looking for. It's not gonna be able to align. It'll be okay. Wait. Take these. Rotate them a bit. Or not. We can rotate them, but we don't really need to. Go a little something like that. No misalignments though. Okay, So if we just kind of continue a path like this, let me go like that maybe. The comments down there make this so annoying to like build because I just keep clicking them and I can't see anything. Is there a way to like hide all comments? Toggle comment cursor. Toggle the comment cursor to leave comments in the 3D viewport. That's, oh no, that's just the add a comment button. I'm sure if I spent 20 minutes looking for a setting, I could find it, but I'm not doing that. Okay, what? Check GC. Is it possible to do something like Tower of White Space for floor 6? Honestly, I'm starting to think that's going to be easier. I know you guys can't see what that is, and I've never heard of that tower until now. But it basically has like just like 3 parts per frame wall, and it kind of flares outward instead of inward. And I mean, I was envisioning it's like a force is pulling, or was pulling, I guess, whatever, is pulling the frame inward. But possibly just to make our lives easier, we can just have it go outward, which, you know, for some reason has to be inward, I guess. So yeah, let's just do that. That's gonna make our lives easier. Having it flare outward leaves it more room for gameplay inside, so keep that in mind. That is very true. And this is probably gonna be on the longer side of gameplay, or like how much gameplay we have. We'll probably aim for around 2 minutes in this floor, which means we do want a lot of room. So yeah, let's forgo this entirely and have it flare outward, which means that also needs to go the other way. I think it'll look good, better than going too complex/detailed. Yes, very true. I agree. I have not read chat in a while. Why is there a bunch of player icons? Those are comments. Why is there a smoke effect? Wait, I think they just added it in the big elevator that gives you the low jump, or low gravity. Right, now what color are we gonna make this floor? It's gonna be this color. Okay, so let me duplicate this. Floor 5, no, this is floor 6 is what this part needs to be named. And then, is that lined up? Yes, okay. Let me keep one floor in the proper location, or one frame for the moment to copy paste from. Which means it needs to go here and then be 100 studs along this way. Okay, let's start with this floor, or this frame thingy. Hi, let me do it. Okay. Okay. Reset it back. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this should work. Kind of don't like the perfectly straight edge here. We could have that like do maybe something like, hold on, something like this. Although then it's very obvious these are all the same length, but you know what? Maybe that's okay. I'd kind of rather this be smooth, but that would involve wedges and just be a huge nightmare. Even if we did that, then the stud texture wouldn't line up. So I think this is the best we're going to get. So yeah, okay. So if we just do that on both sides for each wall, then that should be good. Okay. Next thing is that one thing I considered was having like a broken hole in the ceiling here, such that from the bottom of this bit, you can see where you're going to. Although then we'd have to have some way to see from the floating point copy the stuff down there. Unless, there's probably no good way to do that aside from just copy pasting all this, which is not very part efficient. So for that, I feel like we should go without that, now that I think about it. I really hate having so many tabs open. Okay. So I'll let you guys handle that. I will, I guess, start with the gameplay. So, how was I imagining the transition over here? Let me add a comment. Comment for fast travel. Click the comment, exit the comment, press F. There. Because there's one over there, but anyways. Let me check the doc. How did I have it in mind we were going to go back? After you solve the puzzle, a door... Can I not get a million text messages, please? After you solve the puzzle, a door opens in the back of the facility, allowing you to turn the tunnel back, or to take the tunnel back to floor 6, seamless teleporter. However, you're actually sent to a copy of the Citadel like 80,000 studs in the sky, so that everything is glitchy. Roblox's floating point zone. So... Yeah, we need a tunnel, and it probably needs a turn as well to do the seamless teleporter thing. Although, probably that's not going to work either, because if it's so far away, it's going to, like, do the streaming load thing. You know, it says, please wait until the game content loads when you teleport a really far distance. It's not like it's going to load all that super far away. Although, this distance is about 7,000 studs, so we'll see. If we can make it a seamless teleporter, then fine. If not, I guess that's okay too. But what we will need to do is extend this a bit. Let's say 10 studs. Extend this wall back, extend this floor back, extend this wall back. Same here. Same here. Okay, and then duplicate this actually and go 10 studs like this. Okay, that gives us a little space back here where we can do a door. But I don't know how this is going to conclude, and that is going to depend on how the gameplay concludes where I put the door. But I wonder if we could just make it so that when you finish it, you like press a button and it deactivates the float zone, then activates this. Kind of like that. Like it deactivating the float zone at the end and also opening a door. Let's have it do that. So try to keep these all just like the full. Of course, I can't. That's awesome. We're going to have a messed up thing like this. we're just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. Or do that. That way you can only, it's only over here, which you can barely see because it's blocked by stuff. There. Okay. So we'd have the door because it's kind of wide. I don't like that. Let's go like this instead. Go like that. Okay. Then we'd have the float zone deactivate. This door would open, and then we need a tunnel. Well, we need a door first, and I kind of want it to be like a sliding, well, we could do a chain link door, or just solid diamond plate. This one involves, like, there's not even anything to see back there, and so for that reason, making that is kind of not worth the trouble, because it involves a bunch of welds, and it's a whole thing. Whoa, lag. I'm bad at Archimedes. I'm not even using Archimedes. It's coming along nicely, though. Try to do it like a different curve each time. I think that's what you're doing. Like, yeah, that way they don't just all look the same. Like, have maybe one of them curve a little bit more, a little bit less, be a little bit shorter or longer. That should be good. Okay. I can just duplicate the diamond plate door from here, which is a morpher. What? Huh? Why is it? Oh, wait. So, like, the whole... There we go. Then, apparently, there's a button there. What? Oh, right, to reclose... Okay, yeah. Let me duplicate this morpher group. Move it over to the side. Find the first button, which it... What? Oh, my gosh. Okay. Delete this one. That is so that the door closes behind you when you enter this facility, which we don't need on that one. Probably. Let me think about it. The reason it has to close behind you is because of the lighting changer. Because if we, I mean, actually come to think of it, we could just put a lighting reverter right here, but I also like the idea of being closed in the facility and not being able to just see outside. But the other door is already in there, so, you know, I don't think we need to worry about the reclosing. Go off local move mode. We go, yeah, I'm just gonna have to move it over manually. Whee! Fly out. Whoa, that was too far. That was way too far. Nope, I overshot it again. Also, I think we can delete this because there's no sign back at spawn anymore. Oh well. Why didn't I just do this? This would have... Wait, because everything's being annoying. Hold control. Nope. That's not control. Okay, that was way more trouble than that should have been. Okay, so now I need to go 0.5 snap, no, probably 0.25 snap to grid, and have there be a stud space here, which is correct. Then that, the button aligns on there too. Then I want to take a part, just a normal medium stone gray part, like this. Reset its relevant properties so that I know what I'm doing. And put a little frame, or a door frame. Just, I think that looks nice. And then extend this down appropriately. How many viewers are we at? 29. About this time thing is... It'd be like extremely funny if you added "Hello" by OMFG as one of the floor's music. No, we've been sabotaged. You know what? Viewer engagement. Yeah, I support this. One person said it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have this door, which will open this. I think that'll just work as predicted, hopefully. And then, okay, I guess we wouldn't actually have this button next to it, but anyway, that's what that looks like. And we'd have the spinning, or the, not spinning, those things, the float zone disabled. You'd like hit the button. Also, the light's gonna be flickering. It's not currently because it makes testing really annoying, but it'll be tested, or it'll be flickering in this chamber, in the real thing. We could have the light maybe go fully out or something. And the button also opens that door. Something like that. So assuming it's open, then we just put a tunnel. Making it making it tiles might be annoying. Maybe we should just make it be straight studs. I mean, say the right word. Straight whatever this thing is. Medium stone gray plastic. Okay, sure, that can be hiding there. Let's go a little bit this way, and each tile is 4 studs, which is wide enough to walk through. I'd rather it be like 2 tiles, but it doesn't seem like that's gonna work unless I extend the wall a bit more. So go like that, go like that, go like that. From the outside, it doesn't have the tiles line up perfectly, but like they're 4 studs each, so it's like really hard to make it look right, especially when they're 1 stud thick and all that. Like it's kind of the best we can do without a major headache. Oh, we needed 1 more stud. Or no, 2 more studs. Wait, no we don't. Go like, there we go. See, I figured it out eventually. Okay, put a thing here, and then we go like this. We're gonna need another turn though for the seamless teleporter to really work. Which again, it might do the streaming load thing. You can disable that, but I feel like we shouldn't because that exists to reduce lag. So like, I feel like one tiny effect isn't worth lagging out the whole game for. Because even if we could also have it like do semi-transparent fading blocks, if you know what I mean, like in cows, that's used a couple times, like on the black fading stuff. That's a net. If we kind of do that, even with the streaming thing, it'll be okay. So, yeah, but we do in fact need a turn. Okay, this isn't quite aligned with the tiles, but we can make the other end be. So wait, this needs to go a little bit more. These a little bit more. And this a little bit more. Then we need to duplicate. Okay. Can you see that wall from this angle? If I delete that, you can't looking through here, can you? Wait, is that the edge? It is, but you can hardly tell it is. Okay. Looks like we have to extend it a few more studs, annoyingly. So take these, move them over, extend this 4 studs, extend this 4 studs, extend this 4 studs, go like that. And now I can extend this as needed. Okay, so now if I temporarily get rid of that, you cannot see that. From this angle, you can't either. We'll have, hopefully a seamless teleporter, but we'll see what we can do. Actually, well, I was thinking, do we want the tile floor? Because it's kind of weird having just the tile floor and everything else would be still gray plastic. But I actually think it would look more bland and make less sense to have it just be fully medium stone gray. Okay. So then, we can take these parts. I think I'm missing a couple, yeah. This should be all of them. Duplicate them. Okay, now how are we going to have this appear over there? Or rather on the one really high up in the sky? And right, we got to do something about preventing you from backtracking and trying to go back into the thing. We could just have the... That's why we should have the door closed behind you. Although we actually shouldn't have it closed with a morpher. We can just have the copy 80,000 studs in the sky have the door closed. So it's like the door closed behind you. The only slight thing that would break the effect would be if you're like walking backwards through the hallway. Hi chat, stream interaction trust. Yeah, that. Okay. So this was one block to save apart because it was like behind the scenes anyway, so it was okay. But basically now I need to go kind of like this. Let's make that smooth. This might not be where this little exit tunnel appears in the real thing, but it is for the moment. And we'll need the closed door. So wait, that's just diamond plate. I can just duplicate this. It's not actually a client object morpher button thing. So it's okay. What? Floating parts around the frame are done. What do you think? Nice. I like that. Make the edges of these rougher. I'm going to start with the floating frame pieces. Yes, okay. I like this a lot. Let's look at it a bit from a distance. Yeah. And it's hard to tell with all the comments. It would be really nice if there were a way to disable the view of comments. Like temporarily. But, oh well. Maybe it's under here. View... Toggle comment. Control /. Awesome, that just does nothing. Okay, fine. But anyways, the part that's really important to see the stuff in the gameplay, I feel like is down here where you actually can look up to it. Like, if you stand here, you can see what you have ahead. Whereas, like, from here, you kind of can't. So, like, I think it's okay that these several floors look a bit bland, because we have this in the middle of it. And also, we could just put the Leon Laboratories logo, this thing, like, right there. That would help with that as well. One of you can mess with that if you want. I am not going to do that right now. Okay, back to the exit tunnel. So we need this. We need the door closed. Again, this is not the final position this thing is going to go in. It's just for... Wait, why did I... This needs to be 0.5. There we go. And it scales it inward when you change it with the property. And we need the tile floor, which I think we have down here. Yes. Go like this. Okay, now hopefully this is a multiple of 4. It's not. That's lovely. Well, we can shrink that by 1. This makes me annoyed. Okay, with 4 studs snapped to grid. We want to go like that. It's not perfect, but like I feel like what do you think if I change the scale of this slightly, it's like behind you, so like no one's gonna notice anyway. So like kind of force it to line up with the texture. There's that slight issue. We'll handle that in a moment. Like, only if you're facing backwards walking through that will you see the shape at the end of this change a little bit and the door appear. Which I think, since you're going to be facing this way, it really doesn't matter that much. I'll try messing with the stud texture here to make this look well, or look good. That's the proper size, and no, it's not. Good enough, okay. That at least lines up. It looks a bit weird having the texture like on two different parts, but it's fine. Okay, now we can make this look a little better if we delete all the unnecessary textures, which would be like all but that one, I guess. No, that's the wrong one. If we go like that, then you can only see the tile in the tunnel itself. Outside, it just looks... There is no tile, and I think that looks better from the outside. Okay. Then we can extend the wall down a little bit. Causes some hardly noticeable Z-fighting there. I don't want to just scale it because then that's going to mess up this. So we will instead do that. That solves the Z-fighting. Okay. We can go like this. We can go like this. We can go like this. And then let's just extend this one stud. Make the edges of the curved frame parts rougher, so now the frame should be good for this part. Make sure the gameplay isn't cheesable by climbing the frame. Okay, yeah. This looks really nice. What events are planned at the moment? Just April Fool's 2026 for the moment. We'll see about a Halloween event. Okay. Wait, one more thing. There we go. Now, from the outside, that looks almost perfect, except for this. Let me move it like... Now, why would that be the wrong number? Hold on. 0.02. That leaves a 0.03 stud gap there. Only slight imperfection is here. Actually, I just had an idea. Let's go back to 0.05, actually. We go like this. And then go 0.05. And fill in that space. So it's kind of hidden behind the door in here, so you won't see it, but you can still see the tile there, but you can't see the tile from anywhere else. From the outside, it just looks like a perfect thing like that. Okay. I'm going to group this all as a model if I can figure out a good way to select it. These are all part of the frame model, everything else. So if I just do that, it should actually not select this because it can't select the whole model. If that makes any sense. Okay. Group that as a model. Let's call it LL. Which one is it? It's 6, right? Yeah. LL6 exit tunnel. LL being for Leon Laboratories. From over here. Leon Laboratories number 6. What does it say? Oh yeah, I read that argument. Okay. So now let's try to make the right, but remember, this isn't where you actually get teleported to. This is like, you don't, because the gameplay we build here is actually going to be way, way, way up there. Where you actually play it. It's pretty much just for visuals that will have it up here. That makes me wonder, should we even put the gameplay here? I mean, this looks okay, and you're not really gonna see it. If we just leave that blank, and then actually build the gameplay high up, we could save things. Let's just see what we can figure out. Now, was this moved straight up? Okay, 100,000 studs in the air. Let's see how the floating point stuff works. We might need to move it even higher. Like, it might need to be stupidly high up for physics to start acting weird. Yeah, like, this is hardly noticeable, actually. We're going to need to go a lot higher up. So we are going to select these. Go even higher. Floating point. Here, I got it. Let's go... Just as... way up there. This is now like 200,000 studs, right? Almost 300,000 studs. Let's see how it behaves. Is physics starting to break down? I mean, it takes a while for... You have to go like 1 million studs for physics, like, and you to like fall through parts and stuff. We don't really want that. So honestly, I think 300,000... We can go even further, though. What do you think? Let's go even higher. But we need the floor with it, so let's go back to Earth. Except this isn't on Earth. We don't even need to copy the whole thing. We just need like floor, we just need like this floor and like this floor and a half, and then of course this one. So let's see. Hierarchy, collapse all. Things are getting a bit chaotic there. Yeah, let's take the whole frame and then what we actually need, which would be this, and I don't think that, but let's go ahead and copy it anyway. And this. Okay, so if I duplicate that, it's actually, let's go, I have to select it all again, dang it. Let's go this and select, we're missing things though, like this stuff. Like, do we want this flared out as well? If one of y'all could do that. Which means we should wait to copy the whole frame. Unless, it's a lot easier to move it if we have it, like, moved exactly by 60,000 or 300,000 studs. Still, let's go ahead and get this. We could just use Oozle Dry, I guess. But you guys are doing a good job, and I probably wouldn't at this, so we'll be okay. Have we got the floating point frame up here? Whoa, now things are getting weird. We are 1.3 million studs in the air. Ooh, okay, even Roblox Studio is not happy. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This might be too far though. Like, I don't. It looks visual. Do we want it this much? I don't think so. This is. I feel like this is a bit too much. Cool as it looks, I feel like that would get just. It would be uncomfortable to look at that high or that much. So. Let's go back to Earth. So yeah, like I said, we don't technically we really don't need to build a copy of the gameplay in here because you're not really gonna see it. Like, I think the fog end prevents you from that. Like, let's see. Yeah, like, the as much of that as you can even see is the silhouette of the broken frame on the sun. And, there is this outside. But, like, you can barely see what's in there anyway. So, like, whether there was gameplay or not, you wouldn't really notice it. So that leads me to conclude that we, in fact, don't need mock gameplay in there. Like that big sign there. I think we keep these in the darker pillars straight. It's like exposing the poles holding the tower together. Since a lot of concrete metal poles inside that are exposed when concrete breaks, but it's much stronger so it doesn't bend. Okay. Yeah, that works. I feel like this one's a bit too long though. Let's move it closer to here. Yeah. Maybe we could add like a wedge on the end though. Let me take this, go like this. Go one step. Go like this, do this, and do like a 1x1 wedge. Yeah, I think that looks better. What is going on? Why is that not cooperating? There we go. They don't have to be 1x1 wedges solely, actually. We can go like that. And then just do this on the rest of them. That's 4 done. Or I don't think I did that one yet. That's 3 done. 3 of 8. Okay, nice. Now I think we're ready to duplicate all this up to staggering heights. What did I just do? Meant to click hierarchy, collapse all. Why does it make me like click it 4 times for that option to appear? I've never understood that. Okay, so do we have the other frame? Yeah, we got the one way up here. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete it, and then we'll duplicate the other one. Now that we have a better idea of what we are doing. It looks like pasta. Pasta. I would make these corner wedges? Okay. Let's make some of them corner wedges. Or if you've already done all of them, that's fine. Let's make like one of them be not a corner wedge. Just a regular wedge. Okay. Okay. We good? Are we all on the same page to... We're all agreeing that this is the final version of the frame breakage? Here, you can say it in the group chat. I like it. Okay. We can make it slightly easier. Oh. It's inconvenient to make any changes after we've duplicated it up, but we can make it as easy as possible. What we're going to do is duplicate the frame, and it's going to be moved exactly 300,000 studs up, which means take the Y value and add 300,000 to it for anything you want to change. Okay. Floating point frame. This will not be its own frame model. I will put this in the obby folder, actually. Not that there will be a low detail mode, probably. But if it is, like, because it's its own place. But if we wanted to delook, like... If this were, like, in a normal ring with other towers and you had low detail mode, you would want just this frame visible. You wouldn't want the high up one over there visible. Not that you could see it anyway. Right, so then we need this. Let's duplicate it and move it 300,000 studs up. Good thing the values are already in the 300s because, or in the hundreds. That way I can just type 300 before each of them. Have to do them one at a time though, which is a bit annoying, but it's okay. We need this. We need this. We need this. Okay. Now we can go up to the copy, way high up here. And let's evaluate how glitchy it is. Because I guess I should have done this before I settled on 300,000. I think we can go higher. Okay. Hold on. Let's go back down. Oh, okay. Never mind. You won't know what was posted in the group chat. Unless I leak the group chat. Okay. Floating point frame. Actually, can I just... No. Let's go to 600,000 studs, which I can't set move snap to grid to anything above 2048. Oh boy. Here. Just change, but if we just do that, and it's only a couple things, we can just go. We can just change the 3 to a 6 at the start of the Y value. Where did everything go? How high are you moving these things up? Why did it not move the other thing? I'm gonna just delete this. This is the one we got down here, right? Wait, yes, this is the one on Earth. Not really, but the one not 300,000 of the air. Then we got floating point frame, which also claims to be... Did you move it on local move mode, maybe? That might have been what happened. I hate trying to zoom to move around, and then it takes forever. Well, yes, we're in the 300,000 area. Whoa. Whoa. Studio camera movement is getting a little weird here. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to Earth. I think we need to try again. Hold on. Why does the option not appear when I want it to? Tower kit, just pick like that. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Take the frame and put 600,000 in front of it. It moves way, way, way up there. Take this, put 600 in front of it. It moves way, way, way up there. Take this, add 600 in front of it. It moves way, way, way up there. Do the same thing here. And we'll go ahead and do the same thing here, although I don't think I need to. And now they should be properly in the 600,000 area. Now, studio camera movement is a bit glitchy, which is going to make building this very annoying. But we could build it in the normal zone and then just move it up 600,000. But we got to do every part individually. Unless we group it as a model, then move it, then ungroup it. So that would be okay. Okay. Now, is physics super glitchy here? I think I am clipping in there a little bit, but it's okay. Okay. We're good. I did some of my own testing with that mechanic, and I did make a sample puzzle in a 20 by 20 by 20 frame. Okay. New can collide, or new custom client object, invisible in your art. Okay. So this ad was the... Ooh. Oh, wait, okay, I see what you're doing. Stream interaction. Okay, so now, I'm not going to delete this yet because I don't think we should. Let's leave the exit tunnel there. Check GC. Okay. See if client objects break at that point. That is a very good point. Let's see. Let me select something, please. Okay. I'm just going to duplicate the whole palette and then move it up 600,000 studs. And also test that my theory of going, let's duplicate, Control G, and then move it up 600,000 studs by adding 600,000 to it. That's, yeah. Go up, and then everything's in a different folder now, dang it. So that's not going to work. Never mind. Okay, back to the bottom. Let me just take a few. Let's take... Now I have all the folders open, and I can't see what's going on. Hierarchy, collapse all. Try again. Okay. Looks like I'm selecting client parts individually. But no, I can't do that because... We're going through with this anyway. It's probably the physics-based client objects like X trampolines and X pushers and stuff that are most prone to breaking. It's possible we'll have some trouble with them, but okay. I'm just going to select these, all these client objects. I'm going to duplicate and set its Y position to 600,000, which means their relative, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It didn't even move them. What? Position.y needs to be 600,000. It didn't like that. That was orientation, you stupid. There. Now, why did it not move half of them? Okay, well, my attempts to do that efficiently failed horribly. Let's just take a few of them. And then move them way, way up there manually. Wait until that number you see on screen is 600,000. 30,000. We got a long way to go. I don't even see the number anymore. Okay, let's just keep going up until I see it. But I don't want to overshoot it either. We're at 130,000 right now. There. Okay, look at the position over in the properties. It's going up slowly but surely. Can we see the frame yet? No, we've overshot it. I see it. No, I don't. Why do I just see the exit tunnel? Well, anyways, we can test if client objects work up here. Okay, which one is this supposed to... Hold on. Conveyors work fine. Loose platforms work fine. I can't tell if that's just because the X pusher is blocked. Hold on. Move this up. Move this around. What is this? This is a tilting part. This is a spinning part. Let's get some extra space here. And that's a moving part. That's a loose part. Okay, now we can properly test this. Okay. Spinning parts seem okay. Loose platforms seem okay. This works fine. We are having that thing happen where this happened in older versions of like V5.3 or something, where it doesn't like go the full speed. Is it? Hopefully that's just happening because of the. That's gonna take forever to fall. Roro, make it 670,000. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, hopefully that's. What does this say? Go again. Yes, okay. Hopefully this isn't exposition being stupid. Hopefully that thing I just described that happened in old tower kits and is annoying only is happening because we're 670,000 studs in the air and it works fine. Nope, it's broken. Okay, why? Why does it do that? What do we do? Explosions go slow if they're smaller usually. Okay, that's a But this is a normal size. You know what? Someone else can solve that problem. That's above my pay grade. Or rather, my patience level right now. Let's delete all that. Workspace, collapse all, because things are getting a bit chaotic here. Now, where's our duplicated frame? And why is the exit elevator thing so far away? We got the one here. We got the one just in the middle of nowhere for some reason. And we got this one. So something got messed up with like the Y or the X and Z values, it would seem. Because like, where was the other one? This is the one down here. This is the one here. And then, what? Was it just not now it's just invisible? Okay, that makes perfect sense. Huh? You know what? We're just deleting that. I don't even know what's going on. Guess this is what happens when you try to build stuff 300,000 in go check instead of GC check. That, I swear that said go. Okay. Hold on. Check group chat. Okay, I'm checking it. You can click on the movement arrows and type in a number. How is he missing the signs? Look, I have a million tabs open. I'm trying to... Okay, don't crash the whole game, please. Though actually, this looks kind of cool. Okay, what are you telling me to do? You can click on the movement arrows and type in a number. Wow. Okay, see, now I found the frame as I expected to. Okay, that's actually very useful for this. Which means we can much more easily move things by 600,000 studs. Like, without having to group them and ungroup them, which is a nightmare. Okay. We gotta... Wait, never mind. I thought that was a falling part and it was supposed to disappear. Okay. Wait, let me try that one more time. So these don't appear to bounce you when in the broken physics land. Right? Yeah, they don't. Okay, that is good to know. Let's go back to Earth. Okay. Exposures go slower if they're smaller usually. Yeah, I read that. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't notice that it's broken. Okay, hold on. Let's clean this up a little bit. Okay, so now let's go hierarchy collapse all because things are getting chaotic again. Take the mock frame or like floating point frame. Move it into the obby folder. And then delete all the stuff we don't need. Now comes the part where trying to build gameplay becomes annoying. Because the Roblox studio does not like me building things 300,000 studs in the sky. But currently, what I am going to do is duplicate parts of the frame we don't need. And we're also going to experiment with lighting before we get into building gameplay. So we don't need this. These can be shrunken by 50 studs. Why they don't line up, I don't know. That is very annoying. Ooh, we're going to need the other things as well. But we discovered a way to make that easier. Okay, let's go back down and have normal camera movement. So we need to take this. We never we never took that either, did we? Floating point. Can I not? What? Float point frame. Did I type that? Floating point frame. Yeah, that's missing the braces as well. Okay. You know what? I'm going to name them brace. I think that makes more sense than just part. And then I can search for them. Select them all and name them brace. Okay, so we want those, we want this, and the thing at the edge there. Select all of them. That one doesn't have one, that's fine. Variation. Okay. Now we need the... I guess we do want this. Okay, so let me select this. Is that all one thing? It's all a model. Okay. Then I want this. I want this. I want this. I want this. And I might not want that, but I'll get it anyway. Duplicate that. And click the arrow and type in 600,000. Press Control F and see how well that worked. That worked perfectly. Nice. Ooh, that Z-fining is happening because textures are not rendering properly. But you know what? I think it's fine. Why it didn't load the other thing, I don't know. Is there just another part that's not in the model for some reason? There's not. Okay. So that's another thing I have to move. That is annoying, but we can just do that. And we can go duplicate, click this, move up 600,000 studs. There we go. Okay, now that it has the logo on there, it looks fine. Next, we need to shrink these because they don't need to be super tall. Just to the... well, it's going to be out of the... Like, you're not going to be able to see it because of the fog end, which will decrease here. Or, what do we want to do? So this, if it's supposed to be like an experiment went wrong. That's why everything's glitchy, and that's why we're doing this floating point effect. So, like, something weird is going on. Can't reach it. There we go. Whew. I might go insane by the end of building this section. Because I'm supposed to... Gotta build 2 minutes of gameplay like this. Or move it down and then just move it up. That might be better to do, actually. Another thing about it. Okay. So, okay. Now let's experiment with some light. Well, let's experiment with the teleporter first. So let's go back to Earth. Uh-oh. Why is there misalignment? Oh, wait. Are we a million studs? No. Oh, wait. So things appear okay when you look at them from far away, but when you get up close, it gets not so nice. You know what? Let's just leave that misalignment. I don't even care. That's fine. So we go way down here, and let's hierarchy collapse all again. Because it's getting chaotic. Okay. Now. What is this? You can change the density of exposures to make them push smoother. Ah, okay. I figured it would be something like that. I just preferred, or thought it would be more fun to complain, apparently. Okay, now where's our teleporters? Oh boy. Okay, there. I thought I accidentally deleted them with my little attempt at things earlier. Okay, this is the destination. That's not what we want. We need the teleporter over in this bit. So let's go... Remember, each tile is 4 studs, so let's go here. That's around the midpoint. In the middle of the third tile from the corner. Remember that. In the middle of the third tile from the corner. And so this needs to go up 600,000 studs. Again. Wow, okay, yeah. Thanks so much for telling me that trick, because that is going to make my life a lot easier. Okay. Middle of the third tile from the end, which means you want to go like this, like this, like this, and, right, we got to rotate it as well. Ooh, okay. Roblox Studio does not like this. Wait. We don't really need it to be the exact size, do we? But let's go ahead and do that anyway. Okay. And let's make the teleporter's C-frame, i.e. position and orientation, be that of the pivot. So that way when I select the, oh boy, everything's going wrong. You know what? That's fine. Ooh, it changes the color of the tile. Oh, that's going to be annoying. That's potentially disastrous, actually. We might have to go without the stud or tile material, or painstakingly try to get the color exactly right, which would probably involve making the destination thing be exactly correct. Okay, yeah, see. Whoa, lag. Very much lag. Oh, yeah, it does not like this. Yeah, we might just have to make this a different material in here. Like, I don't think that's gonna work. Let's test it again though before we make any huge decisions. I have like multiple ongoing builds that I feel a bit too experimental for main areas, but if there was an area dedicated to experimental content, I'd let us submit the team through or submit them through that. Okay. Okay. Again. Right. So it's teleporting me to the midpoint of the destination, which is slightly above where I want it to be. So let me go like that. And try again. And get some water while it loads. Okay. Watch carefully. Wait, did it turn my camera? I think it, Yeah, how do you do a seamless transition? Let me watch that again. It's not doing the streaming load, at least. It might do that once we get more stuff it has to load in, like gameplay. Like, okay, it's not just the tiles, the tile floor. That's not the only issue. Like, if I look straight up, does it look seamless? No. Probably because the lighting is a bit different. Because of the light in the other room. Let's see what happens when we introduce a lighting change. Okay. Please use these set the default lighting. That's not what we want. So we can change lighting, color correction, blur, depth, bloom, skybox, and atmosphere. Skybox could possibly be useful. If we want to do like the missing texture pink and black checker thing as the skybox, that could be interesting. But then the fog end wouldn't work, because if you look out the side, you could see that there are only, well, 2 floors above and below you. So like, check group chat. Okay. What's the shortcut for closing folders with a row ignores group chat top 5 communications? Shortcut for closing folders, right click workspace, hierarchy, collapse all. When you do that, be careful not to click expand all, because then it opens everything and there's like thousands and thousands of things. So it will not end well. You have to like, I did that in Ring 5 once accidentally. It's just like, it doesn't even load, it doesn't even expand them all at once because it's so much, it like takes forever. So like, honestly, you're best off just closing and reopening Roblox Studio if you do that. Okay. So, missing texture thing is an interesting idea, but I don't think it's going to work. So, we're probably just going to keep it like this, but we could maybe change ambient. Let's try that. Move this up 600,000 studs. And put it right there. Okay, so we're going to want... Remember, it's supposed to look glitchy, as I've said a bunch of times now. Hold on, let me go Control-C and go obby, paste into an original location, that we can have one not in the folder. Okay. No, we need it regular stuff. Hold on, we gotta go back down. Take just a regular part, or wait, duplicate it, move it up 600,000 studs, move it up into this main floor. Floor 6 specifically. Go like to make it the right color. Okay. So what I was thinking was, we give it like a little 3D glasses effect. Which, basically what I mean is we go, take the part, make it like 0.5, or we duplicate it, I guess. Go like 0.25, misaligned a little bit in 3 directions, and make this be like, we'll try fully, not fully red, slightly redder. They're all gonna be the same color, aren't they? Hold on. Let's just add, say, 50. Calculus students can't do basic arithmetic. What is 176 plus 50? Hold on. 176 plus 50 is 226. So set that to 226. Then we can go back to the starting position and go 0.25 in all the other directions. And then, hold on, make this back to the default color. Oh, right, you guys can't see the color change menu thing. Well, I'm looking at the, we just want to take the, let's do the green value now. 171 plus 50 is 221. So hold on, I can just change it there. 221. And then I'd want one in blue as well. So let's go down this way and this way. Well, wait, that's not right. No. Let's go up one more time diagonally like that. Reset it to the default color, and then add 50 to this one, which should be 241. I can do that one in my head, which looks pretty similar to the default color, but and then make these can't collide false. So hopefully you can see what I'm going for, but I don't think that's enough added to it. Let's try adding 30 more, such that it is now, oh wait, we can't go that high. Let's try 40 more, or 20 more. Give it 20 more in that color. So wait, which one did I just select? The red one. This is the blue one, which means add, nope, I can't do that either. Okay, mission failed. There. This is the original color. Okay, but yeah, anyways, you can kind of see what I'm going for. That doesn't look, actually, these might be too transparent. Let's go like 0.3. Why can I not even see the blue one? Maybe they need to be more transparent. Nope, then you can't even see it. 0.4. No. Well, 0.67. Still not transparent enough, I feel like. 0.7. That's only slightly more. 0.73. Now it's too much. Okay, maybe 0.7. I mean, it does just kind of look like it's unclear where the part actually is, but like if you just make a jump for it, you'll probably be fine. So let's see what it feels like to jump to it after dealing with the lighting that I didn't actually set. Okay, so because we have that, I was thinking we could maybe make the ambient be like either red, green, or blue. Let's make it be red, slightly red. So that means let's take the red value and increase to like 151. And outdoor ambient, let's do the same thing. Fog and let's see. If you're at the top of floor 6, that gives you about 150 studs of look. So, but you wouldn't. Let's go 140 for good measure. Fog start can be 20. That's fine. Fog color. We want it to be the same color as the sky, which is white. Clock time is just whatever it is in the default. Clock time is 14.5. And brightness needs to be 1. Okay, let's see what that looks like. It feels so weird when you go back to the normal movement without it not liking me for building 300,000 studs in the air. Or 600,000 studs in the air. Okay, teleporter plus smooth teleport. It's a tile floor. Isn't there a property you can enable where it teleports to the same place respective where you hit the teleporter? Possibly. I'll look at that in a minute. Okay, let's try again. We get the lighting change. Basically, it just makes it a little bit redder and denser fog, preventing you from seeing very far down. Now, you could fall if you go outside. Do we want to have you go outside? We could have it just insta-kill you. Well, I mean, even if you didn't, you could still go like that. It could be netted. I don't want it to be, though. Because it doesn't make sense that only here specifically, if you fall, you just survive, you know? So we'll have it, we will have an insta-kill if you jump down, which means we'll probably have a few jumps over the void as well. But it's only slightly redder. And why I chose red and not green or blue is because... Hold on. Seamless teleport. Yeah, that must be what you're talking about. Right, why I chose red and not green or blue is because the frame is slightly red as opposed to slightly blue. Actually, it's more blue, isn't it? I wonder if that'll look better. Well, anyways. Assuming seamless teleport means what you're describing as where it teleports me to the same relative position of the teleporter, which probably makes no sense what I just said, but let's see what that looks like. Seamless. Ooh. Yeah, that did work. Yeah, let's forego that option. When trying to put a part anywhere near another just cause the game to freak out and basically die. How do you cope with using Studio? It's like the worst thing ever for building. Add drag detector to make a drag part. Please use this custom client object. Suggestion, thank you. What, like you put your mouse cursor where you want the part to go? Yeah, I think the only way this is going to look good is if we just do a fading parts thing. Let me run it one more time. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be able to make it seamless. I think it's just not going to work because of the lighting change and stuff. And the fact that it's teleporting me like 600,000 sets. But what I do need to do is, now that we have determined that seamless teleport doesn't do what I think it does, I should put the teleporter on the floor like I just did. There, that at least is slightly smoother. What happens if I make the fog a different color? Let's see how that looks. Destination, select this. Oh boy. Lighting. Okay, fog color. Let's make it like red. Make it the same color actually as the ambient, which is a lot darker. Loading, 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 loading. Okay. Yeah, see, we have this problem. That's what I was afraid of. The only way to really solve that would be make the skybox be just white. Or not white, but that color. Which isn't out of the question, but... Yeah, I think we're better off just leaving it white. The fog end. Is there a trigger that lets you put a decal on the player's screen? You could give the player TV scan lines. I don't think so. It would have to be a custom client object. I wonder if there's anything we could do where you, like, I don't know, walk out here on this. That could be kind of cool, but let's not do that. we'll just put an insta-kill, like, slightly below the floor. So that technically means you could safely walk, like, there, but that'll be fine. Yeah, okay. So I think this is good. We are well set for, building gameplay here. Yeah. But a TV scan line could be pretty good to add onto the feel of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Like, this isn't going to be submitted to SMToH, so I can use custom client objects. Thing is, I don't know how to do custom client objects in V6 yet. Do you want me to check group chat? Or no, hi chat, stream interaction, trust. Nothing has happened in the group chat in a minute. In several minutes. Whew, okay. So I think that's good work for today. Well, let's get the transition on the teleporter working well, which involves taking a part, making it smooth plastic, making it 000 color, and not required, but let's just make this all smooth. Then right when the teleporter should be, or wait. How do I do this? It needs to be can collide false, I know that. Do I want the middle of it to be fully black? I guess let's do that, yeah. It'll cause Z fighting, but only in Roblox Studio. Will that be noticeable? Actually, let's go shift 0.5. Go like this. Okay. Then this would need to be 0.9. So would this... Are you telling me to check chat again? Or check group chat? What is that? It's gone now. This needs to be 0.8. No, wait, I'm stupid. What? Huh, I grabbed the sign from you. And now I can't turn it right. Roro check comment at floating point. We need a comment at the floating point. I don't see it though. Hold on. Take the... I'm not going to be able to select the teleporter. Let's do that so I can select it from above. Now we're thinking. Okay, what? Could add a safety net, though, to make it teleport with an error effect or something. That's true. Only thing is, how do we indicate it? We'd have to put, because I hate when there's an outside and then you just don't know if it's netted or not. Like, it doesn't say. So you just assume it's not. So we'd have to put, like, this outside is netted. I don't know, like, we're technically in the floating point, yes, but it's supposed to be that you're actually at the main Citadel, and it's just really glitchy here. But I guess we could, yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do a net. I also don't know if there should be a net. I mean, I guess no one would complain if there is a net. So, sure. Yeah, let's do it. We can have a net. Okay, back to this. So, that's all completely wrong. Let me select these two. These need to be transparency 0.1. There we go. Move this over 0.5. Make that 0.2. Go over here. Oh boy, everything is going wrong again. Take this, put it here. Yeah, then take this, put it here. You know what? I think it's easier if I just go one side at a time. 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. Is this looking right? Yeah. 0.6. 0.7, don't say it. 0.8, 0.9, and then we don't need to put one that has 1 because that would be fully invisible and thus pointless to put it there. Whoa, boy. Wait, do we not? Wait, that's the 0.1 part. This is the 0.2 part. This is the 0.3 part. This is the 0.4 part. This is the 0.5 part. This is the 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. Let's see. I don't have access to looking at my kit to check, but I don't think it's TV scan line of it would be pretty good. Yeah. I don't know how I would make the TV static thing like move around though. It would have to be just, well, static. Unless I have it like change scale, but that would look weird. But it shouldn't actually be that hard. You just put an image label on the screen. Oh, right, we got to put that on the other side. Not too bad. I do have to select them all, though, which is a bit annoying. Particularly right where the teleporter is. There, I got them, though. They go, There. Okay. Move 600,000. Wait, I can't do that. Hold on. Make that one. Click that. Type it. Type 600,000. Go up. And then we need to move about 7,000 studs in this direction. And then actually, why don't I just click drag? That's a lot easier. Okay, and now it'll let me move my camera. Roblox Studio does not like being this high up. And things went wrong. A lot of things went wrong. I guess I forgot to click that one. That should be 0.2. This should be 0.3. Yes, okay. And now I have to select them all because I can't drag to select because there are things behind it. Lovely. Click, 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 click. Okay. And now move it inside and make sure this lines up properly. The 0 transparency one. I can't even find which one it is now. Is there a 0 transparency one? Yes. Why can I see through it then? No, I can't. Okay, let me temporarily make it red so I can clearly see which one it is. Now I have to select them all again. Let me try drag to select again. Okay. I do have them all selected, which means let me go like this and then go move it in the middle. And I go like that. And then select the red one again and make it 0. Now I can select the teleporter, go to its destination, or teleporter, I mean. Select the destination and go to its linked teleporter. I know I made a max slope and can collect false as a test. I kind of just built it off the other boosters to make it. I think you can just change it. It's like a property changer, I think, is how you make those now. There we go. Awesome. Okay, let's make it an instant change on the lighting, though. That way there's no tween. So watch carefully. Nice. And then you can't go back through here. Oh, you can. Okay, let me make that can't collide true. Select the teleporter, go destination. Then we need like the part. We need like this part to be can't collide true. And then we actually. Wait, hold on. Just delete all these until we get to the 0 transparency one. Then with 0.5 snap to grid, make that can collide true. And hopefully it doesn't teleport you inside the thing, inside the wall. So let me go like that instead. Okay. Go to its respective teleporter and go test here. Try again. Max slope angle is so fun to mess with. Yeah. You can make it in V. It doesn't have to be it had to be a custom client object in V5.5, but in V6 you can do it with like a property changer. Okay, so you go through there, fine. You try to go back, you just run into a wall, and it doesn't work. Awesome. So I think that is good work for today. Still want to experiment with the lighting, because just feels too similar to everything else. I feel like it should be darker or something. Let's go lighting changer. I have it open, never mind. Fog. No, wait. Fog color. That's what we're looking for. Let's make it like darker. Like that color. Hello. To person who just joined the stream. Okay, so open that. Walk through. What did I just change? Oh yeah, the lighting, or fog end is now darker, which is going to make that very obvious. So yeah, we need to make it... It's hard to imagine what it's going to look like. It's hard to just imagine that white skybox being a bit darker. Let's see if I can find a decal already that exists of that. Give me 1 second. To go on a treasure hunt. Store. Even though everything's free. Decals. 124, 124, 124. Square. Just see if... Nope, it doesn't even like that. Okay. Forget it. It's not going to work. So for now, this is still just going to be 255, 255, 255. But yeah, I think that is a good stopping point for building for today. Let me check one thing. Or like 10. Hold on. Yeah, there was something I wanted to do in this stream, but I don't think it's going to happen. It was basically another... It would be a small update to SMToH Ring 6, but I don't have the model for an updated thing yet, so that's okay. Wait. Hold on. The person who built... Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. We might be able to do that, actually. He's here, though. Hold on. So let me go to... Final submissions. Hold on. I know this is boring. Yeah, hold on. So it's a couple towers in Ring 6 that I want to publish a quality of life change to from the builder. Most of those are already in place, but this would kind of show you guys how I do that, or how I... I don't know, just to do it in the stream might be fun, so you can see how I go about making these sorts of things to change my, or to update the game. What am I saying? Oh my gosh. Toka 2 revamp, yes. I don't think he's alive though, so maybe not, even though he just said something on the COLL group chat. Get the alt tabs right. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Oh well. All right. I guess I could show you some of the Citadel so far, because this is not playable yet. You can only play the preview, which is that part, sort of. Yeah, I do like the look of this so far with the logo on there. Again, if there's a way to hide the comments, that would be real nice. I'll ask the Google. Can you disable view comments in Roblox Studio? You can disable or hide the comments features. Well, whatever it tells me on Google is probably wrong because they updated it to be confusing. I click toggle comment and it does nothing, so I think that shows how well this is going to go. So, okay. Oh well. Okay, I guess I'll just end the stream then. So, let's go here. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. There'll be a video eventually. I know I haven't posted one in a while. I'm working on one. Almost done with it. So hopefully I'll post it tomorrow. But we'll see if I feel like editing it. But like I said, it's almost done. So yeah. COLL eventually. Ring 7 eventually. Tower of Sunshine and Rainbows eventually. Maybe I'll eventually beat cows. Who knows? Alright. Yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video or live stream, and have a great day.